Hey there guys, and welcome to another Factorio Friday Facts discussion. I'm Xterminator, and thank you for joining me. And today we are on Friday Facts 341, Audio, Artillery, and Attenuation, I believe. Bombug is actually not with us. We forgot about doing the Friday Facts last night. It's actually really, at least for me, it's kind of hard to remember like what day it is and stuff when I'm not like out and about and doing anything. So I figured I'd knock this out right now. And I asked if he was around. I only gave a minute or so to respond, but I wanted to get this done so it can be out before I stream. So I do apologize to Bumbug. But let's just hop into this. This is a real short one. Um, you know, so starting with some sound design updates from Ian. One advantage of switching to home working during the COVID-19 crisis is the ability to listen to the game using speakers rather than headphones, and this has proved useful in balancing the relative levels of the game. Val has also been getting to grips with Lua, and this has led him to work on attenuations, which have been proving problematic. For instance, we noticed the sounds such as the radar were getting cut off when you walked away from them rather than fading out cleanly. I investigated and discovered we had a maximum environment limit of 15. By raising this to 50, we have eliminated many of these problems. But then the downside is that there are now more sounds playing and therefore more clutter to mix and balance, which makes sense. And we have another one of these. Absolutely love these little like comparison left-right things. So over here on the left, pink squares indicate which sounds are active. So on the left here we have 15 nearby sounds, which is what they had. And then when the limit jumps to 50, you can see all this additional stuff turns on. The radar turns on, all these inserters down here, these inserters over here, the splitter. So it's just a lot more noise background kind of clutter going on, which could get overwhelming. So our seating has been working through the list of sound designing program tasks. For instance, we finally have the sound for the artillery turret rotating integrated into the game. And go ahead and play this here. Sounds real nice. Dude, that just like kind of thundering boom when it fires is so nice. I love it so much. I think that was actually supposed to be in before, like a long time ago, or it was, and it's just hard to hear. But this is actual. You can see real in-game footage, so it sounds super nice now. The only thing I would add, maybe personally, is when it rotates. So let's go through this one more time here. Okay, so right there, like once it rotates before it fires again, I think it would be great to hear some sort of like kind of clanging sound or something when it's like loading a new shell in, because you don't really hear that, you just hear the rotation. So I think it'd be cool to have some sort of sound of loading the shell in. I think that would just kind of close out the realism really nice and kind of round it off. In other news, we have an update concept for the transport belts. We listened to feedback from the community that they were still a bit too present and annoying. The idea of the new sounds is that they will drift into the distance a bit more and become unnoticed until you try to fall asleep, of course. Of course, that's always the case. Fall asleep and you just dream and hear of transport belts. More fun sounds include water splashes, electric and laser beams, more powerful weapons such as the gun turret and vehicle machine gun, and our old robot sounds have come back, which is awesome. If it all goes to plan, we will merge the sound changes into master very soon. And once we've done all the pre-release checks, release it to 0.18 experimental. After that, plan to spend the time on UI sounds and also balancing the overall levels to get them more in line with other games, which is trickier than normal given the lack of audio middleware. However, we have also made some changes to the default sound hit settings that move us in the right direction. So that's really good. Sound design is pretty important. And last thing here is Attenuation by Val. Lately, Ian and I were occupied with mixing and sound attenuation of the game. Attenuation of sounds is a great tool for mixing a game. If we look at this, what is this? It's a measure of the energy loss of sound propagation in media. Okay, cool. I mean I get that. That makes sense. Using it. You can make all sounds more located, take a certain place, and you can clearly hear what object you are passing by, and sounds don't overlap each other as much. Another bonus is that reaching an object won't shock you with the full volume of the sound. It is audible at a distance and ramps up in volume. All that brings you a clear mix of everything here in the game. Okay, yeah, I definitely know what they're talking about. I've experienced that in a lot of games. Most games with good sound design have that, at least in a, if they actually require that to be a thing. While checking the offshore pump, and I noticed that the pipes produce a small part of their loop when I walk near them, even if there's no water flow inside. Yeah, it's real quiet, but you can kind of hear it. Um, it's just a little bit of sound as you walk by here. So the pipe is making sound even though no fluid is flowing. Our staging told me that it must be a conflict of the entity working sound in combination with the max sounds per type. We used to limit the number of certain types of sounds playing at the same time. After thinking a while, I decided to remove the max sounds per type and added a audible distance modifier with a very small value for pipes. I tested that, and for my happiness, it worked well in this case. There are probably another 100 little issues like this in the sound design. It is not as simple as replacing all the audio samples, and we are getting there. This is also why your feedback and bug reports on the sound changes are extremely useful to us, as we need to take care of as many of them as possible before 1.0 arrives. So yeah, if you notice some weird stuff with the sounds, bugs, glitches, definitely make sure to report them. Do make sure that they haven't already been reported, so you're not just duplicating stuff. It's always good practice when submitting bug reports, but real good stuff. Sound design is very important. Even in the game like I say, even in the game like Factorio, because like in say first person shooter or something, sound is extremely of utmost importance almost. In Factorio, not quite the same type of game, but sound is still really important for just kind of immersion, environmental, immersion, and also for alerts, and like kind of knowing when you're walking by if your assemblers are working or hearing just your alerts go off and bugs attack and stuff like that. It is pretty important. So really short Friday facts, but I'm glad they're hanging in there with the quarantine and working from home and still getting stuff done. Sound design, real good thing to be working on. I look forward to the next step, and hopefully they can get this all kind of fleshed out and good to go by 1.0 in September. Anyway, guys, that's gonna do it. Thank you so much for watching. I apologize for being late. I just forgot I had to do it until 1 a.m. and then I was so tired. It's just a crazy time. It's really messing with my schedule, to be honest. But anyway, got this out. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave your thoughts below and on the forums and Reddit for the devs. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you all. And do take care, and please stay safe, guys. Bye bye.